download on Google Play or the App Store.
Buckle up, sports fans. Let's get in the game. At the end of today is Wednesday quadruple header. The UAAP Women's Basketball Tournament is slowly putting away its first chapter. Now with us to talk about what went down in the first round is UAAP analyst Aries Dimaunahan, who had 2 games today.
Yes.
Hardest working member of our broadcast team here for our women's basketball. First of all, welcome back. Let's talk about first this NU side that a lot of people are wondering whether or not, especially after a loss here in the first round, are thinking, okay, is this still the team to beat?
Well, I would say yes. They're still team to beat. But again, sabi ko nga, siguro hahaba lang yung list for the other teams sa team to beat because there are teams like Ateneo, UST, and UP who are on top in terms of the standings.
Yan ba Final Four mo?
Ayun na.
Pero I would say sila yung may most potential getting to the Final Four spot at the end of the elimination.
Napaka-diplomatic.
Yeah,
So far,
straightforward.
Although, Raisa, I gotta ask
Okay.
you, can you say that they lost their dominance? Last week, I remember we asked you also na, are they still the powerhouse? But sa tingin mo, nawala yung, you know, yung pagiging dominant nila in the women's division?
Well, I would say humahabol yung other teams in terms of progress sa skills ng players because other teams also is improving in terms of recruitments. So as we observe lahat ngayon, meron ng foreign student athlete each in every team. So yun yung progress nakita natin and that's the good thing because the level of competitiveness tumataas for women's basketball here in the Philippines.
Well, and you just beat UE just a while ago, 50-72. And I remember that end of that LaSalle game, the 91-53 blowout, nung nag-32-point streak sila halos. In particular, at least they poured on 32 points in very quick order itong NU. Just when you take a look at yung ceiling nila, and potentially speaking, do you feel that they are potentially the best team, talent-wise, amongst this entire UAP competition?
That's a hard question. Pero considering there are 6 players, which is in the national team member, so they see the skills-wise, may potential and mataas yung level of skills ng NU players.
All right, let's move over to another team that has been, as you mentioned, catching up on everybody's intensity, Ateneo.
Okay.
So far with a 4-0 run, how are they faring in this season so far?
So far, nakuha nila yung momentum on getting that 4 wins the past games. Pero kanina, they just lost the game against UST, which is tough for them because they are now tied with the UST in terms of standings.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you take a look at Ateneo, and a lot of people, even me personally, I'm still looking at si Casey De La Rosa to perform. At least what's expected because of yung talent level niya, because of yung size niya, sheer size niya. You take a look at Casey, just how important, is she going to be the bellwether of this Ateneo team in terms of success?
Yes, probably yes. I would say yes because we know that Casey De La Rosa is just, masabi ko, generational talent. I mean, she can, bring the Ateneo into that level, the highest level. And knowing that she's averaging double-double every single game.
Yeah.
All right, you mentioned earlier, UST, they finally got over that hump winning over Ateneo earlier.
Yeah.
What changed so far? Because sa napapansin natin in the previous games, they would always come close pero wala silang panapos.
Yeah, sadly sa end game medyo, nakukulangan pa tayo in terms of decision making for UST. Pero I would say one player is lacking for me sa nakikita ko. The reigning MVP, which is Eka Soriano, who doesn't have any breakout game yet for this season. So, yun yung inaabangan ko. And hopefully, this coming into second round, mapakita niya why she is the reigning MVP.
3 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, 3 steals against Ateneo. Filled the stat sheet, but then not as much as they would prefer.
Yep.
Do you have any theories kung bakit hindi pa siya at least pop dito sa season na to?
I would say big factor was she had an operation like 3 weeks before this UAAP Cup. So, malaking psychologically effect siguro. If player ka, you have an injury, so, syempre iniisip mo pa rin yun from time to time.
All right, so last question here, Z. I'm gonna take this because it's very personal to me. LaSalle have not been doing very well. But you take a look at LaSalle, is this their youth showing? Is this the fact that, okay, this is not the same team that we saw last season that actually gave NU a scare?
Yes. So I would say for LaSalle, they are in the rebuilding process. They beat NU last year and cutting the winning streak of NU. So marami kasing nawala sa players nila. Like for the starting 5, 4 out of 5 players graduated for playing for LaSalle. So that's a big factor as well.
All right, so still learning. We're still learning.
Babies pa ang mga Lasallians here. All right, Riza, don't go anywhere because after the break, we'll dissect the performance of the only undefeated team in the UAAP women's basketball, the UP Fighting Maroons. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game. Welcome back to The Game. Now, of course, we can't wrap up the one-of-a-kind first rounder of the women's basketball tournament without mentioning the only undefeated team so far. So still with us to break down the historic and impressive performance of the UP Fighting Maroons is UAAP analyst Riza D. So thank you for
Staying.
with
she
us.
didn't leave. Hindi siya umalis.
Okay. Kanina pa siya nag-cover ng mga games. All right, let's jump straight to it. We wanted to ask, are the UP Fighting Maroons legit?
Definitely yes. For what I've seen the past games, they are very unpredictable in terms of scoring because each game iba-iba yung best player of the game. So yun yung kinda medyo mahirap to scout na team because they're playing as a team.
You know, you take a look at we've seen it in many sports, not just women's basketball, not just even in volleyball and basketball to men's basketball to a certain extent. Na maganda yung first round and sometimes it tapers off in the second because of maybe lack of surprise, maybe because na-scout na lahat. Do you take a look at this team and see that, okay, baka legit finals contender sila based on what we saw in the first round, even without the second round being considered yet?
That's really hard to answer actually. Pero there are 3 teams talaga that are really contender sa title. So, well, I can't eliminate the NU, who is the 7th-time champion, and also UST. who had a very good performance the past few games. So it's really hard. And again, sabi ko nga, I'm really happy for UP because, when was the last, I can still remember when was the last time na naging top sila in terms of standing. That was 2008.
Nalala mo pa yun?
Yes, that was 2008, which is our time.
Okay.
So
Yes.
yeah.
Freshman ako nun.
Tayo pa.
Freshman tayo. Magkabatch pala tayo.
So nagkaka-reveal na ng age.
Oo,
Okay.
oo.
So again, yun yung naalala ko. And the last time also that UP beat NU was 2011. So, I'm really happy sa progress ng UP and kung saan sila nakarating up to now. And big addition to that is that the player Luna Ozar, which represented the Philippines last Asian Games, big factor for UP because, nag-gel siya and nag-jive siya with the system of Coach Paul Ramos.
I wanted to ask, so far, unblemished record, but what are the challenges that they've faced so far that you think they need to level up on para, dire-diretso tong performance nila all throughout the elimination round?
Well, I think the big challenge na mahaharapin nila is just coming into Final Four.
Okay.
The experience itself, it's a big factor for women's basketball because malaking bagay if you have that experience.
Right.
So, I hope that they can handle the pressure and everything. Pero, yeah, that's one of the big factor for coming into the Final Four.
Is there any, this is actually a question to the both of you, because talking about the Final Four, you both are familiar with it. Is there anything to prepare a team who's never been there for a long time or for a lot of first-time players to actually be there and actually be in contention for a championship? Is there any way to prepare for that experience? Kasi iba talaga yung pressure cooker of a Final Four.
Right.
I think for me, meron talagang factor na first time mong aapak sa stage into Final Four or championship. Of course, psychologically, even if you are well prepared physically, psychologically sometimes may mga bagay na mangyayari na unexpected na hindi mo alam kung paano i-handle. So yeah, that's for
I
me.
agree. Definitely agree. Kasi nga, once you step into the semis, the finals, or the battle for bronze, it's a whole different stage, a whole different series. Mas mararamdaman mo na, bigger things are at stake now. Parang mas konti na kayo and the pressure is gonna be there. So, I hope UP has had the experience prior to coming to the UAAP. Kahit pa paano, scrimmages and whatnot, there are so many other things and experiences you can gather from. So,
Tapos na pa
we'll
step
see.
ladder pala tayo, no?
Oh, no!
But again, it's going to be an interesting journey for the UP Fighting Maroons. Again, congratulations to the entire UP program. So far, can't wait to see what's up next. But Raisa, maraming salamat. We really appreciate you being here.
Yep.
I know you had a long day.
I know.
Go get some rest.
Thanks for having me, guys.
All right, so we shift to volleyball when we return. We'll meet the emerging talents in the PVL in the latest edition of The Lineup. Stay tuned. You're watching The Game.
of volleyball is back and beating with its season-ending conference this year. We caught up with Jen Nerva, Camille Cal, and Kate Santiago as we watch some young talents emerge in the PVL in this latest edition of the lineup.
A lot of storylines await in the upcoming PVL conference. My name is Melatuna, and with me are the young talents of the PVL. We have Jen Nerva, Kate Santiago, and Camille Cal. Hi, girls!
Hi, Ate Mela.
Grabe yung ate. Medyo kabatch ko lang po talaga sila. But ayan, Jen, umpisahan natin sa'yo. I mean, last conference you debuted for the Charity Go crossovers. Ang taas ng expectations, especially, you know, your batch of powerful rookies came in. Pero medyo kinapos kayo that conference. So what were your best learnings from that conference na pinaplano mong baunan for this upcoming one?
More of yung tactics and yung paggalaw mo talaga sa loob ng court. Kailangan mindful ka, kailangan you're smarter than your opponent. So I think yun yung kailangan kong baunan this coming next conference pala.
And nabanggit mo nga yung maturity, no? So, ikaw, I think you're a natural leader talaga. Camille, totoo ba na natural leader si Jan? Medyo may experience ka dyan kasi team.
Yes, with ganun. Charot, hindi. Ganun talaga si Ate Jan. Leader po talaga siya sa loob. And ayun, yung tigas ng pagiging ate nandun din.
Ayan. Pero actually sa Charity Go, hindi ikaw yung ate.
Yes,
But
opo.
since you're a natural leader nga, you're a vocal libero, how does it feel na syempre mga superstars yung kasama nyo, grabe yung lineup nyo? Anong feeling, ano yung klase ng pressure na meron ka being a libero na kailangan maganda yung mga pasa po kasi grabe yung mga options ninyo. So tell us more about those kinds of experiences.
Wala masyado talagang adjustments. Kasi since magkaka-batchmates kami nila Ea, nagigets agad namin kung ano yung gusto namin mangyari sa loob ng court. But more of dun lang sa mga ates na, okay, siguro medyo matagal na sila sa pro, so alam na nila kung ano yung dapat nilang gawin. So, iba na kasi ngayon, kami na yung sumusunod sa mga ates. Kasi nung nasa college kami yung sinusundan. So now, yun lang, follow lang kami sa mga ates namin kung ano yung gusto nila mangyari inside the court, sa training, ganyan. So kami mga bata, kinig lang kami and parang meron kaming relationship na talagang ang ganda ng simula. So,
Nakakatita talaga yung kaming mga bata. Pero ayan, punta rin tayo sa yung co-youngster, ito nga si Kate Santiago. But contrary to your experiences, sila naman, hindi ganun kasing taas yung expectations guys sa Charity Go. But sabay lang ni-launch yung batch ninyo at saka yung new team naman nila last conference. So ikaw Kate, tell us more about your learnings naman, lalo na new team pero sort of like the same system dahil both under Coach Jerry kayo from Adamson.
So parang nung una po is nagkakapaan pa lang talaga kami kasi hindi pa namin alam kung paano maglaro talaga kasi mga veterans nga po yung mga nakakalaban namin. So parang ang ginawa lang po namin is nakikinig lang talaga kami kay Coach Jerry kung ano yung binibigay niyang instructions, kung ano yung kailangan namin marinig na galing sa kanya para makapag-perform. And yung naibaon ko din po is yung maging matyaga sa loob na kailangan pagtiyagain lahat kasi hindi naman po lagi easy. So parang kailangan paghihirapan lahat, hindi lang basta-basta nakukuha.
So yung transition talaga, no? Kasi syempre, ikaw din, Kate, you came from a very explosive UAAP season. Sabi ko nga, hindi na nanalo yung USC sa Adams, so sabi ko kanina sa kanya. Pero yun nga, nakita yung struggle sa pag-transition from collegiate to pro. So ano yung mga nagulat ka na, ganito pala sa PBL? Ano yung mga ganong kwento mo?
Yung yung sobrang matured yung mga kalaban namin. Lalo na po yung mga nung first game namin. So parang, wow, ganun pala talaga dito. Kailangan namin makipagsabayan. Hindi naman biglaan po, pero paunti-unti.
Pero I'm sure, ayan, makikita din natin na mag-mature itong ating mga younger players. Pero ito, legit na bagong-bago talaga sa PVL. Of course, we have from the next led Chameleons, Camille Cal. So, kinabahan ka ba? Kasi nakita mo sila, sobrang okay nung college, tapos medyo sa transition, medyo nahirapan. Ikaw ba, paano ka nagpe-prepare dun sa transition? Especially first conference mo, next conference.
Well, ako, hindi ko naman tiningnan yung side na yun na meron iba na very explosive nga nung UAP season. Tapos ngayon medyo nagsa-struggle. Kasi ako naman, I'm just focusing more on kung ano yung pwede ko maipakita and yung mga pwede ko maibaon from my past experiences. And ayun, focus lang talaga ako. And, you know, my cup is really empty right now. So I'm really like learning a lot. So from mga ates. And even off court, nagtatanong ako sa mga ates ko. Like, sila ate Jen or ate Joemi, ganun.
Wow, sa ibang team pala nagtatanong.
Yeah.
Uy, pero ito, maganda ring storyline na you're a newbie setter in the PVL and relatively new yung mga teammates mo. Paano yan sa pagiging setter mo? I mean, ano yung mga preparations that you do with your new teammates? Kasi short prep lang, di ba? You're the newest team. So, paano mo nagagama yung mga gusto nilang sets or how do you gel with them?
Actually, noong una talaga nahirapan ako. I'm not gonna lie. Pero ako po kasi as a setter, kailangan mong kilalanin yung spikers mo even on outside the court. So ayun, tinaray ko lang din talagang makihalubilo with them and know them well. And then inuunti-unti ko na hanggang sa papasok na ng court, ganun. Para hindi kami yung parang nag-iilangan or nagkakapaan masyado, ganun.
Ayan, so a lot of learning opportunities for our youngsters in here. Balita ko may bago rin kayong coach. Kayo naman, yung mga
Yes.
reinforcements din kayo from Jer Floor na napunta sa inyo. Kayo naman, anong bago nga abangan sa inyo dyan sa Charity Go?
I think now, mas meron ng relationship, mas lumalim na. Kasi dati parang, hi, hello. Pero ngayon meron na kaming malalim na kwentuhan.
Samahan.
Kasi iba po talaga yung kapag nag-uusap kayo outside the court, iba yung may bondings na kayo. Parang mas
Yung
nagiging
forum dapat.
Yeah, may mga ate,
Parang iba yung tawag.
mas comfortable na kayo sa isa't isa. Kunwari, pag gusto mong sabihan to na ate ganito. Kasi before nung una pa po ako, same kay Moy, talagang hindi ko alam kung paano ko rin niya-approach or paano ko sabihin na ate, medyo ganito, medyo ganyan. Pero ngayon, madali na lang mag-voice out sa kanila na ates, I think may idea ko, mas okay to, ganyan. So, ayun po.
Ayan, a lot of these stories and more, mas kaabang-abang na ang PVL conference natin kailaman. Abangan nyo yan and watch out for more of your favorite athletes only on The Game.
All right, that's it for tonight. Thank you for joining us. I'm Zihir Basho.
Catch us weeknights here on One News and on the Pilipinas Live app, where you can watch us live and our past episodes on demand for just 149 pesos a month, available for download on Google Play or the App Store. I'm Paulo De Rosario, and this has been The Game.